Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the 191 Motorsports as we are here at the big, the bad, and then sometimes the ugly Talladega Superspeedway race number 10. So mark our halfway point here in the 20-race season for the Gen 6 Cup Series here for 191 Motorsports, and should be a good one. We'll see. We'll see how clean they can keep it. How many drivers can survive is maybe the best question. But we got a good sized field out here as usual, and we'll see how many of them again will make it all the way to the end of the race. But Carl Hammer joining the booth with Jimmy Covert. We're going to hop right into our pre-race interview first, and then we'll get Jimmy's take on the track here, and that is going to be Dale Garner Jr., DJ Garner, and DJ. It was a little sketchy if you're going to make it here tonight, but it looks like finally they got some coverage there for you at work, and you get to join us out here on the track. And I don't know how much practice you were able to get in, but it's Talladega. You don't really need practice. You don't really need qualifying. You just get in the car and go.
Yeah, I put down the fastest practice lap. Surprisingly, I normally am pretty bad with practice and qualifying, but I put down respectable laps, pulled out 6th in qualifying, so hopefully I stay out of the bull crap this time.
That's definitely what you need to do every time you come here to Talladega. It's so easy to just get caught up in others mistakes here. But given the fact that you qualified up front here, is the idea to stay up front? Is it maybe find somebody, a teammate, drop to the back? Is just kind of feel out the race and then figure out where you're best at?
Sorry, I was trying to shut them off from talking. I couldn't hear you guys. What was that?
I just said, given the fact that you're starting up front here, is the idea to, kind of stay up front? Is it maybe find a teammate, drop to the back, and or just see how the race is going to play out for you?
Man, I've tried both strategies here and at Daytona, and neither one of them have worked out. So I'm just going to kind of feel the race out, try to go where I think the safest line is going to be. Kind of hang right around the leaders for a little while, not try to fight for the lead until closer to the end of the race when it's time to risk it for the biscuit.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, we wish you luck out there. If we get some cautions, hopefully, one, you're not involved in them, but if we get a chance, we'll bring you back up here. But in case we don't, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
My mom watching every week, my wife for putting up with me spending every Sunday evening on here, and just everyone that watches that roots me on and supports my bad habits.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. Well, we'll wish you luck out there, and maybe we'll, if we don't get a chance to talk to you during the race, maybe we'll talk to you in the top 3 afterwards.
All righty, man.
That is Dale Garner getting ready, DJ Garner ready for another race here. And Jimmy, as you celebrate the Rams scoring there, another touchdown to help you out on for your team here. Yes, but why don't you go ahead and give us a rundown of the most useless results in motorsports, the qualifying results here tonight.
Not useless. Daniel Pinkston wants his credit here tonight, as he is the pole sitter for getting the fastest lap by a mere 0.004 of a second. Over Matthew Radford. That will be taking the outside pole here tonight. And it's going to be Dale Garner Jr. that we just talked to with Tony Brennan on road number 2. Road number 3, Zane Bierman with Ronald Breland. Road number 4, Levi Poland with Michael Casey. Douglas Ivey, Justin Spengler make up road number 5. Road number 6 is Matthew Jordan and Scott Henderson. Road number 7, Scott Matthews with Paul Helms. Bradley Worley and Chris Toppings make up road number 8. Road number 9, Chris Perry and Travis Noble. And the rest of the field here for row number 10 is going to be Billy Rickett and Wade Inyard. Only 3 drivers not putting in a lap time here to qualify, which is usually get a little bigger, but everybody wanting to at least get some laps out there.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, I joke about the qualifying not mattering, but if you're one of those drivers that likes to start at the front, you certainly need to put those qualifying laps in to try and get yourself up there and get yourself in a prime position. But ultimately, the biggest thing, and really 1A is avoid the wrecks. 1B is, if you're coming into pits, you need friends and you need to bingo that pit stop, because if you come out there after a green flag pit stop and you're all alone, it's going to be a long race where you're probably hoping for a caution, because the only time you're going to see the field again is when they're coming around to lap you. So we'll see how it all plays out here, but take a look at the point standings here coming into tonight. We've had 6 different winners over the first 9 races, but the man that's got 3 wins, the winner from last week at Kansas, Levi Poland, is on top of the boards here, as he has got a 16-point lead over Michael Casey. Another 19 points back to Matthew Scruffy Jordan in third, Justin Spengler and Billy Rickett rounding out your top 5. But as I mentioned, the winners here so far, you have Levi Poland with 3 wins, Matthew Scruffy Jordan with 2, and you got Michael Casey, Nolan Potter, Jason Crispin, and Roger Saucier with the other single wins on the season. So who's going to get done here tonight? Maybe one of the last few kind of wild card rounds here, if you will, when it comes to anyone can get a win. Barney waving that green flag here, and we've got 100 laps on tap here for the 191 Motorsports.
Yeah, 266 miles. It's going to be a long one here, so they need to be patient. And then hopefully, Carl, I've seen a lot of people practicing pit stops here when I was watching earlier on. I stepped away. I thought the practice was an hour tonight for some reason, and anyways, came back. That's why I was a couple minutes late, so excuse the short intro tonight, but definitely wanted to show the holiday spirit with a little bit of snow. You can see it is flurrying here in Florida, or excuse me, in at Talladega in Alabama. So yeah, this is a possibility, and drivers are out there ripping it up here tonight. So it's not very far-fetched off, as these drivers are out here and driving around, and the weather outside is a bit brisk for a lot of places.
Yeah, the weather outside may be brisk, but hopefully the driving here isn't frightful, because Talladega is one where it may not make or break your season here, given it's a 20-race schedule. But I mean, it can maybe make somebody's season in regards to maybe sneaking up there and getting a win. With the pack racing, with the draft and everything like that, and with the big one ever looming, there's a chance for any driver in the field to get up there and get a win. Doesn't matter if you came in here as a points leader, if it's your first race in the series, or you came in here and you finished last in every previous race. Tracks like Talladega, tracks like Daytona give you that chance to maybe get that signature win. Maybe even a top 10 or top 5 is what you're really going for, and it'll make you happy here and give you a little early Christmas present. But this isn't going to be the last race for these boys and girls here for 191, as they got excuse me, one more race to go in 20. So I was actually sorry. I thought they had one more race next weekend, but well, technically they do. They're going to be done for the for the 2025 season. They'll pick it back up with Bristol on January 4th. But we'll see quite a few of them out there next Sunday racing, because next Sunday, Jimmy, we got 2 races that we're going to be bringing on Sunday night, and it's going to be the CRN Cup making a comeback, and it's certainly a fan favorite. I know it's a favorite for me and you, just watching all the leagues that we have and that we broadcast here on CRN getting out there together on the same track. There's going to be an oval race at Michigan and a road race with the GT3s at Watkins Glen, the oval race being in the Xfinity cars. But it's just so great when we see drivers like the top guys here in 191. I know I think Michael Casey. Actually, let me take a look at who we got signed up here so far for 191. Looks like we got Bradley Worley, Daniel Pinkston, Levi Poland, Mike Casey, Paul Helms, and Zane Bierman. So a lot of the top echelon, if you will, here of 191, looking to represent next Sunday night. It's really just a kind of let your hair down kind of night. Just go out there, have some fun. It's free. There is sometimes a decent amount of prize money that gets put up as well for these drivers to race for wins. But the top 4 on each team is going to score points for their said team, and there'll be a prize given out to the best scoring team over the 2 races. But either way, it's a fun event. If you're not signed up yet here and you're watching the broadcast, certainly get in there and get signed up and represent one of the 7 leagues that we broadcast. It seems like the number of leagues and the number of drivers just grows every time we have this biannually. And I mean, overnight, literally within the first 24 hours of announcing it for all the leagues, there's over 40 drivers signed up already.
Yeah, and it's good to see, to have a good amount of drivers out there. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and just watch the teams kind of compete. And It's just a little bit of fun. Let your hair down, kind of put me on the best against the best, or just get out there and just do what you can. And you don't necessarily have to win to get the most points. Obviously that helps, but not needed here. But good race here so far. We're 6 laps in. We're at with Ronald Breland up front in the number 11, running things down. You see him starting to jockey around just a little bit. Got a few drivers a little concerned about. I'm sure they're not too concerned, hoping a caution will come out, but that's Travis Noble and Wade Inyard are kind of solo in the back. So obviously we'll see how long it takes for them to get lapped, but they're in danger if they can keep these runs like this going green. Right now, they're looking good. People are starting to kind of jockey around a little bit, Carl. I don't know if they're trying to come down. I don't know if they're just trying to take their time. But right now, some heavy pushing going on up front to keep that lead going. You can see that it's the 55 of Zane Bierman trying to make the outside work kind of solo. There ain't nobody up there really to help except all the way back there to Levi Poland, which is a little bit back. But you see somebody come up and join them. That's the likes of Mike Casey. And now we'll get that outside line going. But you can see them. The driver's kind of busting up top. You see Pinkston poking his nose out to the outside as well. Maybe trying to get that run, but too much of a run for Zane Bierman is going to go to the outside, leave the 22. Maybe good for now, but maybe that 22 will remember the 55 later on in this race.
Yeah, and we've said it before, the first 90%, 95% of these races at the super speedways, you got to be smart. You got to just, plug away, knock the laps down, give each other plenty of room. There's no sense making any kind of crazy moves or bump draft or going 3-4 wide and making any kind of, silly mistakes that take you and possibly several others out in the process. Just plug away right now. Then as the race goes on, maybe after the first round of pit stops, then maybe try and feel it out a little bit. Try and figure out who your friends are, who you're better pushing, who's better pushing you, and figure out how long it takes to get from the back to the front. As some drivers look like they're peeling off there to make some early pit stops, very early pit stops, but just maybe a little bump draft gone wrong, and that's really what you got to pay attention to. I mean, you can bump draft with these cars. Technically, you can even bump draft in the corners. It's never recommended, no matter how stable the car is, no matter what you're driving out there. I don't care if you're driving the Pontiac Solstice out there. It's never a good idea to bump in the corners. But you can bump here with these cars. You can do it a little bit off center, but generally you want to get straight up in the middle of that back bumper and line the bumpers up, or the car in front's going to get a little squirrely, and it's not fun. It's not fun watching that car in front of you get a little bit sideways because you don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to save it, and if they don't, are you going with them?
Yeah, it's one of those reaction races. It happens so quick. If I just bring up the dashboard here real quick, it's behind the sponsors, but they're going about 198, 199ers, 201, 203, about 200, a little over 200 miles an hour here with these cars. So definitely some speed here when they are together for sure. And if you go back with somebody like Travis Noble, we obviously trying to keep it safe. But when I pull up his dashboard, that he's only hitting 182, 183. So almost a 20 mile an hour difference. So it doesn't take long. You can see the separation on the track map up there, how far back that the 70 is from the rest of the field. But up front, starting to kind of have a little bit of a gap here. I think that's with the 23 of Scruffy Jordan. Yeah, basically making a second group here. And that's the likes of Scruffy and Justice Spengler, Scott Henderson, Chris Perry. So this is the more this is the safe route. This is I just want to get around the track. I have 89 more laps to go. Let them drivers up there get wrecked race as much as they want. They should be able to hold pace and keep up for the most part with the rest of the field, but in a little bit of a safer environment. And then we'll go back up here where the battlefield will be all night long up front here, where everybody's kind of jockeying for position, trying to make runs, trying to see what works for them. Oh, that was Worley. I see Worley getting sideways.
Good save for the 88. You see the field kind of backing off a little bit, and if you get grouped up here, you can lose the draft here. Not because you want to, but if you do lose the draft, as long as you get paired up with at least one other car, preferably 2 or 3 cars, you can work together and work your way back up to the draft here. But ultimately, the draft with these cars is just like pretty much any other cars. You want to be within 1 second to get a little bit of a sniff of that draft and be able to keep that speed. And you see Worley is within that realm and working his way right back to the back bumper of this this kind of front breakaway pack. You got Paul Helms right now leading the second little 3-man crew that has himself, Billy Rickett, and Scott Matthews in line, and then you got Scruffy Jordan, Justice Spengler, Scott Henderson, and a few others that are back a little ways, but they're maybe back there by design. Again, we've seen a lot of times groups fall back and maybe fall even outside of that drafting range just to stay far enough away in case something happens. They can all check up, they can all take whatever line they feel that they need to get around the incident. But right now, it's been nice and clean. We've been clean for 12 laps. Levi Poland, your points leader, up on top. Zane Bierman in second. Michael Casey, Ronald Breland, Matthew Radford for your top 5. Then you got Brennan, Ivy, Pinkston, Toppings, DJ Garner Jr. for your top 10.
In like typical fashion.
Wobble. Little wobble there with Zane Bierman getting in the back of Levi, but everybody saved it. We're good. Proceed.
I said it like in typical fashion. Fuel mileage and laps unknown. we will we'll see what happens when they get down to it. I'm not sure if it's in the 20 range or not. I believe so. With these cars, they're definitely going to be out there for a little while. Obviously, 20 laps is quite a long time, and if they can make green flag pit stops all night long or go green from start to finish, I'd be quite impressed. Usually, there's at least one big one. Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Again, proceed.
I'm just not gonna talk, Carl. I'm gonna mute my mic and I'm just gonna move cameras around tonight.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Well, it looks like Matthew Radford in pits. So this is an early pit stop for the 97. Not sure if he had damage or what the case was, or if he got sent down there. Looks like was this a drive-through due to penalties, or I don't see that he got a black flag. You would think he would have. Wow, actually he did get sent down there. We'll take a look at it here one more time, and how he got away with no black flag on this, I have no idea. But you see right there, just a little bit of a mix up there. Levi Poland and DJ Garner, and somehow he missed the cone, but then he does go into pit lane. Maybe he got slowed up enough. I would think that would still be, an unsafe entry, unless maybe he got the. He got the black flag cleared by Mike Casey. So that would explain that. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, because that was unsafe, probably fast, anything and everything to get you a black flag. So I think that was the right thing to do there, just to clear his black flag for getting sent in there. But at the front now, Tony Brennan leads the way. You got Pinkston in second. Garner now up into third as it shuffles around here a little bit. For the most part, single file in this front pack, but you see Worley, it seems like he doesn't mind going on that outside to try and start something, as now Paul Helms and the other pack of 3 have finally caught back up to the main pack here. But it's kind of 2 packs, as you see on the little Skittles going around the track, and then you got the 97 off there by himself. You got the 70 back there as well. It just kind of spread out, and then even the 21. Let's see the 21. I know the 21 said he put on a new paint scheme for tonight, but it didn't look like it's showing up here.
It's maybe red and green.
Yeah, I thought he said he had an ugly sweater paint scheme on here for tonight. So again, still some issues with trading paints. It's fun looking.
It's not a normal paint scheme, so maybe just nice and chrome. Actually, doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It's all chromed out, so definitely interesting there. Maybe just wasn't quite finished, but I do like it from what he's got going on. Just lack of sponsors, but in the middle of the pack. I think some of these drivers are out here with some standard. Tony Brennan with the standard Thrustmaster. Oreo Machine out here as always. Busch Light with the Dale Garn Jr. Ronald Brennan with the Coors Machine. So everybody drinking some beverages tonight. Zane Bierman with the Ford Performance. Mike Casey. Got the 191 Motorsports out there. I guess Milli Vanilli was not doing it for him. Bradley Worley up there with the 88 and the Bud Machine. Billy Rickett with the expired Motorsports. Douglas Ivey with the Edge. Billy Rickett. I'm very seeing him. Paul Helms. Chris Toppings with a Quack Pack. Levi Poland with Country Time. Scruffy Jordan with some Christmas tree cakes. Klein Tools for Justin Spengler. Scott Matthews with Ron Ayers. Still hasn't figured out his real number for his car. Scott Henderson trying to ruin everybody's Christmas race here tonight in the 72 with the Grinch. Chris Perry out there with some Napa. Matthew Rafford with the Ally. Travis Noble, another aspired paint scheme, and then the ugly sweater. Getting ready to get lapped up.
I mean, I'd say, maybe Scott Matthews needs to talk to Billy Rickett and just, take over the number 7.
Oh, he's letting him.
Yeah, it looks like Wade Enyart going down to the bottom here to let the field go by. And this is, I think, a really sportsmanship thing to do right here. But, I mean, in Billy's defense, he's been running well all season, just hasn't, again, been able to crack through and get that first win of the season. And we'll see if he finally breaks through here. But he's been one of the faster guys all year, just maybe one of the best that hasn't got a win, but he's got to work his way back up onto the track, and a good, safe re-entry right there. That is not fun when you get pushed down onto the apron that close to the corner, knowing that you have to work your way back up there. But the field, realizing he's down there, gives him plenty of room. We keep this thing going, and we complete 20 laps so far on the green, but we still got plenty more to go. 80 laps to go.
Yeah, working on lap 20 here. We just completed 20 laps, so yeah, 80 laps to go. Even though it says we're on lap 21, that's the start of. Only when it starts counting backwards from 25, we'll have the exact laps remaining for the race. But yeah, Zane Bierman wanting to get out front, put the 55 out there. Michael Casey pushing. Going to pull out to the top side, but you can see nobody close behind to pick him up. So just going out there and gets left alone as the 22 of Daniel Pinkston lets Mike Casey float to the back.
I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in as always. And I mean, we're going to be not a full slate here this week, as a lot of the series have been finishing up their schedules. So this week we only got 4 races on tap. We got tonight here at Talladega. Tomorrow night we got the Hold Your Brakes Academy at Auto Club Speedway. And then Wednesday night we are going to have the Echo Park Speedway for Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. And then the Core GT Series has their finale at Silverstone for 2 hours. So it'll be a fun one. It's not often that get to go to Silverstone, especially for a 2-hour season finale. So see how that thing plays out. And I know the point standing is pretty close for a couple of divisions there as well. But here tonight, it is Talladega, and it's a good job so far by these drivers keeping this nice and clean. And we'll see if they can do that for quite a long ways yet. As again, plenty of racing yet to go here at Talladega. But the snow is falling, and the laps are falling as well.
Wish I could increase it and actually put some accumulation on the ground.
We certainly had some accumulation here in Pennsylvania. I know, Barry already mentioned it, but yeah, we had a good, at least I want to say about 6 inches, and I can tell you right now that is more than average. We'll just put that out there. But yeah, it was not fun in the morning. Luckily, it was one of those, the light, fluffy snow. So when it comes to cleaning off the cars, it was a lot easier. Just kind of brush it off, and it was good to go. But yeah, this is about as messy as it looked this morning when I woke up with all the snow all over the place. But it's certainly fun. I don't mind, one good snowstorm for the year. But okay, I'm done now. That's good.
They almost want 4 wide.
Well, I mean, listen, Jimmy, we've gone almost a quarter of the race and, haven't had too many issues so far. That they're feeling a little frisky, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not trying to feel frisky at, this far into the race, right near pit lap time. So trying to, keep things going. But, I see a lot. Obviously, the lead has changed a bunch. Different leaders out there out front just making their way in. I see a lot of drivers starting to kind of come in single file, and that usually notates, maybe a pit stop. But the 33, no signs of that at the moment, as Douglas Ivy is on the outside going to try to get a run. So, that was close. Seen the 11 get into the 65. Oh, never mind. It's lap 25. It is caution time.
Yeah, perfect timing. We'll get this thing under caution and see what these drivers can do.
They're one free pit stop.
See if they're gonna, maybe take any kind of different strategy, get some different track position. But honestly, I don't think there's any thoughts other than just 4 tires of fuel. Yeah, you may not need the tires. You could probably go the entire 100 laps and not have to worry about the tires. But they do, give you a little bit of comfort, and they do, stick a little bit better as they are fresher, and it makes those moves and even going into the corners is kind of really where you feel any kind of tire degradation is entering the corners, and how much it sticks to the line that you want to be in, because you don't want to be weaving and bobbling around, and especially getting anywhere close to the apron while doing so. But cop caution out here tonight. We don't have our fearless leader, our man behind the curtains here tonight with brain fart. As we don't have Greg out here doing race control, but it looks like may have to have some of the leaders wait for the pace car, as apparently the pace car is just farting around here. I think I want to say the pace car is still in turn 3, so all these cars, yeah, there we go. All these cars were asked to wait for the pace car to go before, because if they enter the pit road there without waiting for the pace car, they would get a black flag. So now everybody, it's the craziest pit entry I think I've ever seen under caution.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that at all, ever. Been broadcasting a lot here at CRN, and to kind of see something like that happen for iRacing, typically drivers would just keep going and obviously just have to make another lap around, but get things kind of done here. Everybody was coming in anyways, but if somebody was lagging behind, they gave them the opportunity to easy saying easy.
That was cool. Bierman pulls out as Radford coming in there, and this is one thing that the comp caution gives you. You don't have to worry about trying to be aggressive coming into the pits or trying to get any kind of advantage on anybody. You got to stay in line. You got to stay behind the person that you're behind on the track. But what it does give you is gives you a chance to see where your pit stall is, because sometimes you see like the 97 there, Radford, he qualified towards the front, but all the other cars were in their pit stall, so it's sometimes hard to kind of pick out where your pit stall is towards the end of the pit road there. I believe he qualified was up there in second or third, trying to see where is he. Yeah, he qualified second, so your pit stall is second, but he's still going to pick it on the way in here, and same goes for anybody that qualified third, fourth, fifth, something like that. It gives you a quick, easy way to kind of find where you are, so that way when you do have those green flag pit stops, you know exactly where you need to stop.
Yeah, and where that comes into play, obviously you have a general idea when you're racing, especially like if you're the pole sitter, that your pit stall is number one. But when you get in these multi-class racing, especially like the 24 hours at Daytona, and say you're driving the slower car and you go to hit that line as fast as you can, your pit stall might be the very first one, like as soon as you enter in pit lane, which has happened, and you could blow right by it. So you end up wasting 45 seconds driving through pit lane, getting back out there, go around, and then do it again, and this time be able to stop. So it's just like a wasted pit stop, and not something you want to do when you're trying to bingo a pit stop and get yourself a position, or whatever, or lap back, whatever it may be. This is not the time. You want to stay with people, and you want to be a team. But first 25, quarter of the race is over in the books. We are going to go ahead and probably line back up too wide as the lights are off on the pace car. Zane Bierman is your leader currently with Bradley Worley, Douglas Ivey, Tony Brennan, Dale Garner Jr. for your top 5. Then it's Daniel Pinkston, Levi Poland, Matthew Scruffy, Scott Matthews, and Justin Spengler for your top 10. Mike Casey is still outside of the top 10. Didn't seem like many people wanted to play with him here early on, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, he comes in here second in points. Levi comes in here as the points leader, as mentioned, and I mean, even Levi kind of maybe not buried back in the pack. He's kind of right in the middle there in seventh. But yeah, when you get to tracks like this, unless you have some teammates, unless you have some friends, a lot of times the points leaders are shunned, and nobody wants to work with them, because this is the chance again for third, fourth, fifth, all the way down the line to make up some spots, make up some positions, make up some points on the points leaders. You know, they don't have to worry about their sheer speed and, you know, how good or how bad they are at the actual track when it comes to their speed, their braking, their car handling. Here in Talladega, it's just being the right spot at the right time on that last lap, coming to the checker flag, or maybe even coming to that white flag if it ends up going into to overtime and expending all the green white checkers here. So we'll see. See how thing plays out. We got plenty of racing yet to go. We're only a quarter of the way through this thing, and right now it is going to be Zane Bierman that's going to lead them back to the start. But again, just like I mentioned about the order for the start here tonight, the restarts here, not really important. Not one you need or want to bingo, because if you do and you get away from the field, you're going to hear the sounds of a freight train not too far after that.
Yeah, that's the, you know, it's you kind of get used to that mindset, you know, when you're racing on ovals, you know, like, let me get a real good start and let me get out there. It'd take a while for people to kind of get around me. It's the other way around at super speedways. You know, you need that person behind you, so the people on the outside don't just run you over. And, you know, obviously Zane did a pretty good job here, just keeping that together. Douglas Ivey was able to keep up with him. We see Dale Garner Jr. Ooh, come on, boys, stay up there.
We're good. Just breathe.
Get down on that apron in the middle of a corner. It can spell catastrophe, but these cars have always been pretty good. You know, I know that this is one of the tracks, the only track that I have a win in the Gen 6 before they got rid of them. Was here at Talladega, and it was by you know hundreds, as you can see how close everybody's racing here. But stretching out already to a single file here for the beginning of the rest of the race here. Only 2 drivers on the outside right now, and that's the 28 and 23. Maybe just waiting for their time, and then maybe just follow in the order here and save that fuel, and maybe work together with Mike Casey. And there's the 28 going to come down. And they should here. And you see the 97 Matthew Rafford does not want to be in the back like where he was. So was able to stay on that lead lap. It does look like
yellow flag. That looks like Scott Henderson involved in an incident here. I was trying to see what happened earlier too, because I seen Travis Noble had a meatball flag, but this right here. Is not exactly how you want to be bumped here, as a 34 of Chris Perry gets into the right quarter panel of the 72 of Scott Henderson. And how is this not a meatball flag? I mean, we've seen one meatball flag here tonight with Travis Noble. Not sure how he got it. I'm sure he looked at the racing official the wrong way, and that's why he got it. But here, it's a pretty significant hit for the who the Grinch stole Christmas. Well, I guess the Grinch stole the meatball, and so somehow the 72 of Henderson's going to get away with this one here. But yeah, it's one thing I expected was plenty of meatballs here tonight. Knock on wood, 1 so far. Yeah,
just 1, and obviously doing good so far. We'll knock on some. I don't have any wood on my rig's all metal.
All right, I got you. I got it for both of us here.
Go ahead and do that. But yeah, it's been good. I mean, obviously, this allows the drivers. You know, they were just in. You know, so who's going to kind of come in and take that advantage? You can see that they were in on lap 25. Did they burn much fuel? No. But this track's 2.66 miles long, and just going around here. You know, if you 2 laps of under caution could probably equal a lap of green flag. So, I could see somebody maybe coming in, or at least maybe there's some people that are spread out. They want to work with each other, and they come in together. This is a time for them to kind of readjust the lineup, and so they could be right together as everybody came in all together last time. This would be kind of a way to kind of sort yourself out. And I'm wondering who's going to do that. If there's going to be a few drivers, one driver, there's nothing wrong with it, especially if you're in the back. Who cares? But I do think because of this, Carl, I do think Wade Inyard will be able to get his lap back.
I haven't seen it yet. It looks like, excuse me, we got the pit stops happening right now, but yeah, I think the 21, I didn't see that he was involved in that one, so I wouldn't see why he wouldn't be. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we have a Santa overlay to fly over the track.
I tried to make it festive as much as possible.
We can switch it to the blimp and just say Santa's driving the blimp. There we go.
I mean, I can do that, and then I can pull up. Hold on, I can even make it look like he was a little farther in the air here. Well, give it a little bird's eye view here of up in the air. But definitely, just try to do something a little different for everybody out there. Just it is the holiday season. It is one of my favorite holidays. I know Carl knows me for the Halloween spirit, and that's I support that because I got kids' birthdays in October. My wife's birthday's in October, and they are Halloween fans. But by far, Christmas has always been one of my favorite. I grew up in the Northeast, probably not too far away from Carl, about an hour away, and we always had snow up in Pennsylvania. So, but either way, I just wanted to be a little festive since we won't see anybody until after at least the Christmas holiday. So, I'm taking a little break here from most of the leagues after this week, because most of them will have next week off, right? So anybody
they will. They will, unless
besides the CRN Cup. That's neither here nor there. That's a special thing. And maybe I can find that flying Santa Claus, and we'll put it out there for Renee.
Yeah, there we go, and definitely make sure you tune in. That's for everyone that's wondering. It is going to be again next Sunday night. It'll be at 9 o'clock roughly is when the first green flag is going to drop. It's going to be 30 minutes at Watkins Glen with the GT3 cars, and then after that race completes, and we knock out our interviews, it's going to be 40-lap race at Michigan with the Xfinity cars. So every driver in the leagues that we cover here is invited to participate. And they're encouraged to race both races. Whether you got a lot of the leagues that we have, I think majority of them.
That? Did I say meatball flag on Paul Helms? What do you do?
Yeah, that is. I have no idea. And it looks like a couple of black flags here for Paul, or for looks like Helms and Perry get a black flag, and Travis Noble with another meatball flag. So I don't know what is going on here with Travis Noble, but he jumps into the pits. So I'm not sure what's going on here with the 70, if he's having maybe some connection issues. But anyway, as I was saying, all the drivers, 5 of the leagues that we cover are oval tracks, or our oval series. So they're gonna have to figure out how to run those GT3s at Watkins Glen, and vice versa. The 2 road courses, or the 2 road leagues that we cover, Core GT and CSRL. They're gonna have to figure out how to get out of that GT3 car, Watkins Glen, and run the ovals at Michigan. And it's kind of funny, a lot of times we see some of the better drivers, on either side of it, are good across the board. But we've seen before that some of the best drivers are not good at all when you get them out of their other comfort zone. So be interesting to see how everybody measures up, and it gives us an idea and some talking points to see how does 191 measure up against pit road speed limit, how does hold your brakes measure up against the core Xfinity series. It's pretty fun, and it's fun to see where you get 40-50 cars out there on the field as well, because anytime you get 40 plus at Michigan, anytime you get 20 plus at Michigan, it makes me and Jimmy just smile.
Well, I mean, Carl, I think the biggest thing when you start intermingling the leagues, It's great for one, you get a great show, but it's learning, to drive around some of these other drivers that maybe you've never been around before, and it's somebody like Zane Bierman. We've seen Zane in a lot of series, from the ovals here, the ovals over at Core. We've seen him on road courses. So, there's those individuals as well where they're in multiple leagues and have that little bit of experience, and that can benefit them because they know how some drivers react. Oh, no, what is that? Matthew Rafford is not having fun here tonight.
I caught the very end of that, and I seen Radford going through the pits again, and I seen the 28 of Spengler there as well. What? I mean, are they not wrecking enough on the track that they're trying to make up for it under caution here, or what is going on? Because I mean, we still have the pace car out there. It's not like we were going green here.
Yeah, I have no idea, but you can see. I don't know. See Pinkston up there, kind of getting on the back bumper, like, I don't know, practicing distance or whatever they may be doing. Maybe a little touch there, and then let's up off the. There's the bump right there to the 31. Hits the brakes, and the 97.
Yeah, the 97 really hit the brakes, and Spengler had nowhere to go. So this is kind of self-imposed there on the 97, but man, I mean, again, they're not wrecking enough on the track, and maybe they're not getting enough meatballs here tonight. Maybe some drivers are hungry out here, and they're just doing it under caution.
I mean, can't make this stuff up. But now we'll go on board the 97 here of Matthew Rafford. Because of that, whatever happened, look at the 22's bumper in the rear. On the right side, it's wrinkled in. Will it affect them? I don't know. It might. So now flip it around on the other side. Where's the other camera? Here. 97's front end looks good. So, but that rear end damage on the 22, that could play a role later on. Maybe.
And the 22 it just kind of looks like Dwayne The Rock Johnson got the eyebrow raised on one side. But either way, the base car pulling into the pits. This time we'll get it going. I don't know how good it's gonna go, but either way, I mean, they have had a ton of green flag laps.
Well, I need to have him go as good as what the Los Angeles Rams is doing right now. I'm a little bit happier now with the point spread.
Yeah, and you could say the same thing with the Broncos just scoring again on the Packers and burying them. So looking good for both of our teams when it comes to the seeding, but looking good for these drivers now as they finally get back up to speed as well and starting to spread out. And hopefully we get to see some good racing here as we did for the first 25 laps up until the comp caution, and then just some craziness since. But we're now a third of the way through this race, and it is Zane Bierman out front, DJ Garner in second, Douglas Ivey, Daniel Pinkston, and Bradley Worley for your top five. Mike Casey, Matthew Radford, Scott Matthews, and Justin Spengler, Matthew Jordan for your top 10. And guys, it's good to see Bradley Worley back up there in that 88. It's been a while. I feel like it's been quite a long time since since Worley's last win in the series. And I don't believe he has one for this season. Yeah, it was last season that I know he won. I think the season opener last season. So he'd love to get back here in the super speedways tonight and maybe get himself another win. But again, it's still plenty of time to just survive. Probably another 50 laps of just survive. Just stay out there, survive, make your pit stops as needed, and then make your way to the end, then figure it out from there, because you're still going to have at least one more pit stop. I mean, they made it 25 pretty easily. I would see it's at least one more pit stop, maybe two, depending on how the fuel mileage is. It's right on board there with Garner, and almost got taken out there from the lone Canadian out there, Ronald Breland, but he's going to be stuck now in the middle, getting close to country time number 91 there of Levi Poland, and Matthew Radford falling back here a little bit as well. But we're staying green for the time being. Jimmy's kind of having little minor heart attacks in between every lap here, but it's still green. We're still good.
It's almost like I'm driving, Chad. I'll say that right now. I get excited, like watching the drivers get out there and do their thing, and you kind of like, what are you doing? Like this, almost just think if you're on, if you've ever driven through Atlanta and or somewhere where it has bad traffic a lot, yeah, you're just like constantly wondering what other people are doing or what they're thinking. But these drivers, it doesn't look like it here from up here in the booth or up in these cameras that we have, but they're going 200 miles an hour, and the slightest move makes you move, a car width. The brakes are horrible, so it's not like you can stop on a dime. You don't want them to lock up anyways, so that would be bad juju. But yeah, 97 kind of falling back, maybe just trying to get out of the way of anything that might happen here. But Zane Bierman wants to lead tonight in the 55, out front strong right now with the 33 of Douglas Ivey right behind. And it's kind of a neat lineup here, Carl. You got the 55, 33, 22, and 88. So if you're a double digit, you can be in the top four.
That's it, and then you get Michael Casey just
he's
trying to be weird up there in the top 5. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's because he's with the 6-7 on the screen.
Well, that is in line with the only 2 single-digit numbers out here tonight. The 6 is in 5th, and the 7 is back there in 12th. And yeah, I seen they even have some ugly sweaters with that on there as well. But yeah, let's not get into that. But it's now a good little run here, and you see a lot of them single filed out here and playing nicely nice for the time being. But you wonder if and when these pit stops are going to happen, because like I said, at least one more to go. Do you split this up if you're the field? I mean, it's always a tough decision when you go in. The biggest thing, like I said, you want to make sure when you're coming in, you got others to come with you, because that's certainly the time of the race that Jimmy looks forward to the most is the pit stops at Talladega and Daytona. And yeah, as much as we love seeing the 15 different lines at Michigan and Auto Club, the 20, 30 different lines of drivers coming into the pits, especially when you're coming in with 5, 6, 7 other drivers and everybody fans out and hopefully nobody hits each other, it can get a little sketchy.
Yeah, it's a sight to see. It's one of the most cool things that you can see when, we're on board here with Levi Poland, and this is where they'd come in the pits, but you'd see 10, 15 cars kind of all coming in at the same time, and everybody's on the brakes, and everybody uses their brakes differently. Some people have they slow down but keep a more consistent kind of speed going into the pits, and you got some people, they just speed and try to brake at the very last moment and slide to their the required speed. There's all kinds of ways, and that's why practicing doing it while there's other people out there is good. When people are pitting at the same time, you see the run Poland has here on the 31, but yeah, keeping it down low. 23 making way here on the top side of your screen, on the outside solo. And he was able to get alongside the 31 pretty easily. Kind of no help there for the 23 of Scruffy Jordan, trying to get Little Debbie's machine up front, but trying. I think he's just trying things right now, kind of see how things work. And this is the time to kind of try things out now and then. And plenty of racing still remaining. We're not even halfway yet, folks. So lots of time to kind of get out there, try new things, try to get out there and get things done. But for the most part, besides the under caution shenanigans, everything's been great.
Yeah, luckily for Renee, Scott, I'm sure doesn't make any kind of green flag pit stops when he comes in, goes for fuel. I'm sure it's more the speed of a caution pit stop, so it's not as crazy or hectic like it would be here at Talladega at 200 miles an hour trying to get down to pit road speed. But starting to get a little bit more racy here as the driver's starting to two wide back up. It's still Zane Bierman at the front, Douglas Ivey in second. Just had the fastest lap of the race for Justin Spengler with a 47.66, and we've had I think he's the 4th driver now to get into the 42nd range. But it just goes to show you how much faster you can be when you're getting those runs, because leader last lap by 48.52. So Spengler almost a second faster, and I mean, that's massive. That's a massive speed difference at Talladega here. So, that's the kind of runs that you can get if you bingo the lines correctly, especially if you're going up through the middle, you get a double side draft coming up through there. But right now, for the most part, 2 wide, but a little bit of 3 wide there for a moment, as now settling back into 2x2 into the corner.
Yeah, 2x2. See teammates back here in the back with Billy Rickett and the 70 of Travis Noble kind of working together. Travis Noble finally being able to get out there and join the field here tonight. So I think he's 4 laps down. So really no big factor here. So the 70, I'm sure, just kind of riding things out here and just stay out of trouble. If somebody in the back of the pack, you see smoke, let off the gas, and just hopefully you don't get involved so you can get one of those laps back. It'd be very hard to kind of get laps back here, the hard way as you get up front and then have the chance of getting, lose that lap anyway. So safest bet here right now is for the 70 is to, maybe help out his teammate there, Billy Rickett here. And right now they're just kind of hanging in the back, plenty of race to go like we're talking about. Oh, some scurrying around. It's Bradley Worley.
Or wide on the backstretch, and it's going to settle into 3 wide into 3, but whoo. Had me jumping there a little bit as well. Still 3 wide for second place right now. And now it's going to fall back to third as Radford slides to the outside here, looking to take the lead away from Zane Bierman, trying to figure out which lane is going to get going here to push him along. But yeah, this got pretty crazy and sketchy pretty quickly.
That's the last lap.
2x2, and they got 3 wide behind them. Again, Jimmy, we've gone quite a ways here with only a few meatball flags, and I think most of them have happened under caution, as I think we're 4 wide, at least 3 wide again here down the backstretch. It's getting crazy out there, but the man that got shoved around, pushed around, slapped into the pits a couple times, he's now leading. Matthew Radford out front, as it's a Matt and Matt show. Actually, technically Matt and Matt. He's got Matthew Radford, Scott Matthews, and Matthew Scruffy Jordan for your top 3.
Yeah, change the order up just a little bit. That's you blink and then you'll have a new leader, and you can even wreck the whole field. But yeah, a little bit of 3 wide action there. I'm sure it got the blood flowing for a few drivers out there as it can.
And a few commentators.
Hold my breath.
But a few TRN fans too.
Yeah, but if you're out there rooting for your favorite driver, let us know who they are, and if you haven't seen them on track, you're curious where they're at, let us know. Definitely want to thank everybody that continues to come back here and watch. Sundays are usually one of the biggest followings that we have out here, and I can proudly announce that CRN has finally hit the 1,600 mark sometime this afternoon. I just kind of waited until, because people come and go, but we finally have hit that 1,600 subscribers here for CRN. So number just continues to grow. I remember not too long ago we were just trying to break 500, Carl, but now with a good solid 1,600 on our way to 2K, and who knows, maybe in the next year or so we can actually break the 2K mark as well. So, but that all comes from all the viewers out there. So that is all thanks to you. So again, we appreciate the support, not only to the drivers, but us, me and Carl, and anybody else that broadcast here at CRN.
Yeah, we must be doing something right to get that many followers and subscribers. So we definitely appreciate it out there as we get close to the halfway point here in this race, and it's shuffled around here again. Now we got Scruffy Jordan leading the way, but as Jimmy said, I mean, you blink and we'll have a different leader here, and a lot of times we have 10, 15. Sometimes even the whole pack has led a lap at one point or another here at Talladega. But it's been, I think, in my opinion, Jimmy, a really good race. It's definitely been a lot cleaner under green than it has been under caution, which you don't often say. But I don't know if I've ever said that. But either way,
never.
We still got 20 drivers in the race here, and 19 of them still on the lead lap. Travis Noble having some issues early on, but he's still out there plugging away. But Matthew Radford is your leader. Douglas Ivey, Justin Spengler, Matthew Jordan, and Daniel Pinkston for your top 5.
Well, with us coming up on the halfway mark and before pit stops happen, I think what we should do is let these cars kind of rip roar and go around here tonight here for a little bit and get a few laps of love to hear.
Dare I say, let it roar, let it roar, let it roar? Sights and sounds here as we let it roar here with the CRN. Love to hear it, but certainly not loving the crunching sounds here of the Little Debbie's Christmas cakes for Scruffy Jordan as he gets involved in one here. 3 wide racing at 11. Ronald Breland just gets into the back of him and sends him down into Justin Spengler. And it looked like about 3 or 4 times maybe they get out of this thing. Maybe it gets corrected, but unfortunately it's going to end. And DJ Garner Jr. getting a meatball flag. Right here is where he picked that one up right there. And then obviously Scruffy Jordan getting it right there as well, hitting the outside wall pretty heavily. So 2 meatballs here. And a few other cars maybe damaged up here a little bit, and maybe no meatball flags for them, but they're going to probably need to get that thing cleaned up and straightened out, because you need to have every fender pointing the right direction here, I guess, unless you're yeah, that's shoved in sideways. That's definitely, I don't think, the part of the setup here as he's going to get back to the pits here. Luckily, at least he's able to drive it back to the pits and not have to worry about towing it, so it keeps him in line here for that. But that's going to bring us under a caution here just past halfway. We got about 40 laps remaining here, so I'm sure we'll see all the drivers come down. I don't think they're in the pit window to make it to the end here, so we'll see probably one more pit stop, but it's definitely going to get maybe a little bit more interesting now, because we're in the back half of this race.
Yeah, because we're at 35. We're 35 laps in. They were last in at lap 25. Wade in here was in at lap 24. And here we're on lap 60, bro.
So very well, maybe a chance then that they can make it to the end. Or I mean, it all depends on where you're running in the line here as well. I mean, if there's a chance of making it to the end, you're not going to want to lead. You're going to want to be back in the back, because you're leading. You're going to be burning off a lot of fuel as well. So we'll see how the drivers decide to play it here for the rest of this race. But Matthew Radford going to win the race off pit road. Douglas Ivey, Billy Rickett, Zane Bierman, Daniel Pinkston for your top 5. Then you got Breland, Toppings, Garner, Poland, and Casey for your top 10. We'll try and bring in DJ here for a quick little chat if he's got some time. DJ, we got you up here in the booth. We know you're involved in that one. Had some heavy damage in the front, of meatball flag as well. I mean, really nothing you could do on that incident here, but all in all, you got that Busch light all looking once again good. How do you feel that the car has been handling out here tonight?
It's been good. I just wish these guys would settle down. They're racing every lap like it's the last. It's hard to do anything really without wrecking someone.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 3 wide, we've seen 4 wide, but I guess that the question is, I mean, that's really kind of one of our first real cautions under green here. I feel like you guys have been doing some more damage under yellow than you have under green.
Yeah, there's been a couple oopsies made on these yellow flags, man. It's a little crazy, but it's all our own doing.
Well, either way, you're all fixed up here. You're out there in the top 10 as well. Without kind of giving anything away, are we looking at another pit stop here, or are you guys actually maybe good to go on fuel?
I think I'm going to need another pit stop. I'd have to say pretty aggressively, and with the way these races play out, there's going to be a green-white checker. I can almost guarantee it. So I'm planning on at least one more stop.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you get to it, as you're going to maybe pick up a couple more positions here the way it looks, as some more come into the pits. And we wish you luck, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you at the end of the race.
Yes, sir. Talk to you guys later.
Is the driver of the 31, DJ Garner, as looks like he's now going to line up in 6th position with a few cars coming in, topping off on fuel, and maybe, just maybe, thinking about doing some major saving in the back half of this race, because I mean, realistically, Jimmy, you come in under green flag stop here. It's not a full lap, but it's a good 40 seconds probably, when it comes to what you're going to be giving up, and that's not really even including how much you're losing on the entry and then how much you're losing getting back up to speed as well. So you're looking at, probably closer to 50 seconds worth of time that it takes to even just come down and get you a splash and go to get you to the end. So you can ride around and basically give up an entire lap almost to the field, trying to save that fuel to make it all the way to the end, and you'll be out there and have a chance to to pick up the win with everybody coming into the pits.
Yeah, depending on their, he talked about aggressive fuel saving. Is aggressive fuel saving a lap? So it's real or two. It really depends on, like you said, where everybody's sitting. Those people wanting to save, they need to be in the draft, and they need to be tucked up in behind somebody in order to save that fuel. They definitely don't want to be out front. Is there somebody out there thinking that they can make the rest of the way? I don't know. We have a few drivers that came in on lap 61, Breland, Poland, Matthews, Toppings, Jordan, and Perry, to maybe stretch that and try to get that. But like Garner was saying, think anything can happen. Then you're going into a green white checkers. You're out there for extra laps, and and you might end up having to come in anyway. So I think we're at the cusp or very close to. I just don't know if we're in the full window yet.
So they were able to get Travis Noble back a couple laps. He's going to be out there by himself again because he just came out of the pits. He's got a black flag. I'm sure they'll end up clearing that as we're back to green flag racing here at Talladega. Everybody in the top 19 on the lead lap, and then they just got Travis Noble. That is, I believe, at this point, one lap down. So Lucky Dog would get him finally back onto the lead lap here. But it is Matthew Radford out in the lead. Billy Rickett, once again, he's got that 7 up at the front. Daniel Pinkston up there with him, a little 3-car breakaway here at the start. But I'm sure everybody will concertina right back together as now you see the 6 of Michael Casey pushing Douglas Ivy to catch back up to this field. And we're single file until you get to the back half of the top 10, and that's where you still see a little bit of racing going on here. Bradley Worley on the outside there of Levi Poland, and good to see Jada back out there. Hopefully Bradley can get up there and get himself in a long overdue interview here, once again getting up in the top 3. But like everybody, they're going to have their work cut out for him.
Yeah.
Oh, and maybe we talked about him a little bit too soon, as gets into the 12 there of Chris Toppings, sends him around on the outside wall, and Jimmy, again, that was a hard impact, and we didn't have a meatball. Was there maybe an update to these cars? Oh, that was some horrible netcode there between the 88 and the 12. And contact may have never even been made, kind of not been for the netcode there. I mean, you see the 88 kind of drifting down a little bit, but you see there was plenty of room in between those two. But unfortunately, it ends in Toppings going to the outside. But yeah, as I was mentioning, Jimmy, I didn't look at the notes from this previous update here from iRacing, but I'm wondering if the Gen 6s get maybe a little love, and maybe a lot of the 191 drivers were complaining to iRacing, say, hey, listen, if we breathe the wrong way when we're driving around these cars, we're getting a meatball flag. Can you help us out of here a little bit, because it's not been as many tonight.
Now, week 13, anything can happen. I don't know if you've ever been out there on the track, and officials are in week 13, but it's crazy out there, and but it is the time when iRacing does do a lot of updates. Obviously a lot of changes to tracks, and maybe some changes to connections. Who knows? There's a lot of things that go into obviously keeping this virtual world going here by the likes of iRacing. And without them doing what they need to do, and we wouldn't be able to do this, with everybody around the country or other countries. But all in all, I think it's a great platform for people to kind of get together and have a hobby that's kind of unique. I see some tires lighting up, the 34 swerving back there. Chris Perry locking them up, not getting in everybody, so a little slow down. Almost some more caution shenanigans.
I don't see anything in the notes here for the Gen 6 getting any kind of work done. Certainly a couple new tracks, couple new cars coming to iRacing is always fun, and I love when they bring in a new car and it's immediately free with the cross car. That one is It's a handful, even though it's
I
designed for
haven't
the.
put my foot in it yet.
It is. It's designed for the rookie kind of class and the dirt road, but it's a handful. It can get a little bit sideways, and you can be doing some loop-de-loops before you even know it, going into some of the slower corners. But that'll certainly be a fun one, and we may end up seeing that here coming up on CRN as well. So keep your eyes tuned out. A little teaser out there before the holiday season here. But as we are back under caution here now, Jimmy, now I think we're in the window, and I think that's why we've seen everybody except our top two come into the pits to get the fuel that they may need to get to the end of this thing. Ronald Breenland, Scott Matthews stay out. They last pit on lap number 61, maybe between pitting on lap 61 and a little bit of fuel saving here under these caution laps. Maybe they can get their way to the end as well. So let's see how this thing plays out.
Yeah, I mean, if they obviously save fuel under caution, not don't use as much throttle. It's all based on throttle position here at iRacing, not RPMs, by the way. So they can control their throttle control to maintain a certain pace speed, some coasting and whatnot around here. They might be able to find themselves in a good space. But the 11 and the 7 on the track, or 13, you probably see them relinquish the lead, but to kind of get behind somebody that has a little more fuel to save even a little bit more. I would, anyways.
Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer here. And again, we're going to have 3 more races this week, as we got the Hold Your Brakes Academy tomorrow night at Auto Club. Wednesday night is going to be the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing at Echo Park, Atlanta. Let's be honest, it's Atlanta. It still pains me to say Echo Park. And then the Core GT Series season finale, 2 hours on Thursday night at Silverstone. So I guess a few races here left before the holiday season kicks in. And as we mentioned a couple times now, the CRN Cup coming up on Sunday night, next Sunday night. You're not going to have any Pit Road Speed or 191 Motorsports, but you're going to have 2 races with me and Jimmy as we're up there in the booth for 30 minutes at Watkins Glen and 40 laps at Michigan for all the drivers across all the series here on CRN. So you'll have 191 out there. You have Hold Your Brakes, Core Xfinity, CSRL, Pit Road Speed Limit, Virtual Velocity Racing, and Core GT. All those drivers, whoever wants to sign up, all out there on the track at the same time. So it'll be really fun, as it always is. And again, already 42 drivers signed up, so only 18 spots remain. So if you're not signed up yet, make sure you get in there so you can rep your team in that event. And make sure out there in CRN Nation, you're tuning in as well, because a lot of times with the prize money that gets put up there, there's surprises out there for CRN fans as well, since it is you that is the reason we're broadcasting. Certainly the drivers want to go back and watch the races, but you out there in Sierra Nation like to watch them as well. So we like to show our support for that one. And also, I believe it is tomorrow night for the Hold Your Brakes Academy is going to be a special giveaway as well. Not going to get into any kind of details. You just got to tune in tomorrow night and find out what that's going to be. But certainly make sure you're tuning in tomorrow night at around the normal 8 o'clock time, and see what you maybe get involved in there tomorrow night. So either way, what's that?
8 Eastern.
Exactly. 8
If
Eastern.
Carl's
8 Eastern.
talking, it's Eastern.
It's Eastern. It's
If
Eastern.
I'm talking, it's
not
probably
Jimmy time.
Central.
Yeah, it's normal time. It's not
He
Jimmy
makes
time.
me math every
It's not
time he
Western.
talks about it.
Yeah, it's not Central. It's normal time, Eastern time. But either way, we're going to get this thing back underway, as we're now down to 33 laps to go when we get the green flag And hopefully these drivers stretch it out here a little bit under green flag racing. I know I want to see how this plays out on fuel, but I want to make them use up that fuel under green flag racing as we're back to the restart zone and back on the lap pedal here once again.
Yeah, back under green we go here, the beginning of lap number 68. So 33 more laps to go here at Talladega. Who's going to walk away the winner? Who's going to have that luck to finish where they need to and get up there? And you can see some drivers making the moves. They don't want to be left behind. You know, you start getting into the later portions of the race, drivers are really looking to, you know, be in, you know, almost in that position, like almost like Black Friday when you're trying to get in the door to get something. These drivers are trying to get themselves a win. You see 3 wide up there in front here of Scott Henderson as the 7/13 is up near the wall of that is Scott Matthews, so he's going to fall back a few spots here and then fall back in the line, but able to hold that outside line and allow that just allow it to go. But right here next to the Henderson, there 3 wide, and that's Worley coming up through the middle using the draft of the the 13 to try to make up that gap. Oh, the 23 getting into the 55.
Just a little friendly smooch along the side. Maybe there's a mistletoe on the back of that Little Debbie's Christmas tree car.
Maybe he's trying to give out Little Debbie's cakes. I don't know.
Well, certainly dating yourself a little bit with the, trying to get through the door there on Black Friday, since that's not even a thing anymore. And I'm not going to go on my rant again about Black Friday not being Black Friday anymore.
It's not as bad, but it's still out there. You got to actually go out there.
Week. It sucks anymore. But I digress. We're here at Talladega Superspeedway. Again, this is race number 10 for the 191 Motorsports crew. So this will be the halfway point in the season. Once we turn the corner onto 2026, the schedule is going to look like this, starting with January 4th. We'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway. And then Charlotte on the 11th is going to be the throwback paint schemes for that one. So hopefully whatever, if there's anything wrong with trading paints, hopefully we can get anything corrected by that time. Then Michigan is going to be race number 13. And then another super speedway as we go to Daytona for race number 14. North Wilkesboro, Pocono, Homestead are going to be your races in February. And then finally in the month of March, it's going to be Iowa, back here to Talladega one more time, and then the season finale is going to be at Las Vegas. So whoever the champion is can go, hit the casino floor, I'm sure, right afterwards and do a little partying or hit the casino bar.
So is my math bad, or is that 4 races at super speedways?
It is indeed 4. 2 at Daytona and 2 at Talladega, as we had the opener there at Daytona. And I mean, technically, even more if you want to consider Indianapolis and Pocono super speedways, because we have those mixed in there as well. So 6 2.5-mile tracks here on the schedule. But we got to finish this one up first, and they're itching, and
they need to finish.
Yeah.
You got a lot of laps, yeah, boys. You got a lot of laps.
We get plenty of time.
I mean, you do kind of, you start seeing the laps go down, and the number isn't very big. It's, we're getting down to the point where, top of your screen is going to go from, 73, so you'll see 74, and then it's going to slot or flip. But it does look like the 88 of Worley gets involved here as Dot has come to a stop on the backstretch as the yellow flag flies, but I don't see SDK
see Worley
doing anything.
Worley has Worley has the meatball flag, but I'm not seeing even him dropping back through the field, so I'm not sure what happened here, but it looks like maybe help from the 12 on the backstretch here. That he just get a bump at the wrong angle.
A little bit of swipe left.
Yeah, but I mean that's not. Oh, it could be the 12
coming back up.
Going back up and misjudged the return back up on the track as Toppings sends the 88 of Worley down to the infield, and he got a weak stomach. hide the kids. This is not going to be a fun impact here for Worley. And I guess I should have told Jada to cover her eyes on this one. But yeah, some rough impact there for the 88 into the inside wall. And going to end up being a meatball for the 88. But he's able to drive away, able to get it back to pit lane. And these drivers here tonight do have 2 fast repairs, so hopefully Worley does have 1 left in the tank to be able to use. But once we get this thing back to green, we'll finally be in the final quarter of this race. So it's still not going to be go time. There's still plenty of time left. We're not go time until we're in the final 10th of this race, in the final 10 laps. And even then, it's just getting yourself in a position. Then with five laps to go, you need to make sure you're in that position. And then maybe you start pushing with 2 to go, maybe even wait until that white flag drops. But either way, I think this is definitely going to put everyone into the pit window now when it comes to fuel, whether they want to come in again and top off just in case we get some green-white checkered action before this thing is over. Certainly DJ Garner thinks that's going to happen. We got a couple of drivers coming into the pits. Surprised that Ronald Breland, again, one of the drivers that last pit on lap 61 instead of 65, he's still staying out there in the number 11. It would have been an opportunity since he's a little back in the pack to kind of top off, but he apparently thinks he's good to go to the end. So who are we to doubt him? We got the back 6 cars, I believe. Yeah, 6 cars came into to pit lane to maybe top off here a little bit with Daniel Pinkston, Zane Bierman, Chris Topping, Scott Matthews, Bradley Worley, and Chris Perry all coming into pit lane. But we haven't talked about the 70 of Travis Noble. He is finally back on the lead lap. He is working his way back up through the field as well. He's in the 12th place, and he's not the biggest mover of the race, but all things considered, considering how many laps he was down, he's had a few meatballs here tonight. I don't think he's got any more fast repairs left unless he had any of those meatballs cleared, but the 70 into 12th, up 6 spots after starting back there in 18th. But the biggest mover of the race, the man I seem to talk about week in and week out lately, Billy Rickett. Started second last here in the field, started in 19th. He's got the 7 in position here once again. Can he finish the race? Can he, yes, finish the race, but can he finish on top? Can he finally get himself into victory lane? And if he does, will he finally be able to get in here for an interview? Because he's been on the podium plenty of times. We have yet to speak with him, I think, this season. But either way, he's got the 7 out front. Douglas Ivey in second. Michael Casey still up there. He's in the 3rd position right now. DJ Garner in 4th place. Matthew Radford for your top 5. Then you got points leader Levi Poland in 6th. Matthew Jordan, Paul Helms, Justin Spengler, and Ronald Breland round out your top 10, as we should be getting the 1 to go this time by. And then when we take the green flag, it'll be 25 laps to go.
Yeah, 25 laps to go. It's like a whole race still here at Talladega, so plenty of racing here to go for these drivers out here for quite some time now. Already been in the car here, not only, obviously for their practice, half-hour practice, and they've been out in the cars for about an hour and a half, so definitely some endurance going on here for this one, Carl.
Yeah, 100 laps at Talladega is quite a long way. I mean, you're looking, even if you stay green the whole way, you're just shy of 2 hours in the car, and that's probably what they're going to be looking at here by the end of this thing with the few cautions that we had. So it's one that we've been plenty of times in a road car for 2 hours, but you're not running 2-3 wide for those entire 2 hours. You're usually pretty much by yourself, or you're making a pass, or you're trying to defend, but you're not running 2-3 wide at 200 miles an hour like these drivers are. So maybe not as much chance to kind of, I don't want to say relax, but I know when we're running the endurance races, that's kind of what you need to do. You need to get into a rhythm, settle in, and maybe not necessarily relax, but just breathe a little bit. Here at Talladega, there's not much of that. I mean, unless you kind of fall to the back and just kind of watch everybody else running and stay back there to avoid any kind of issues, it's white knuckling a lot.
Yeah, it's It stinks to white knuckle. Because when you're driving, you really shouldn't even be gripping the steering wheel very much at all, to be honest. The more relaxed you are, the better that you're going to be. So they say. But if you're gripping on the steering wheel so hard, it's because you're under stress or tension or whatever, and you can make the slightest mistake, and you end up wrecking the whole field, yourself, or whatever it may be, or not even be able to miss a wreck that maybe happened in front of you. But either way, we're down to 26 laps to go here. Pace car is in, and we're getting ready to go back to green.
Billy Rickett leading the way back to the Geico restart zone, and the long trip all the way around the tri-oval here. One of the longer restarts here once the pace car goes in, but we are at that zone now, back on the loud pedal. Good restart from both the inside and outside lines. Maybe a little bit closer together is the 33 of Ivy and the 31 of Garner, and thought about maybe getting a good push to get to the front here, as now Levi Poland pulls up behind them as well, but Billy Rickett gets it going on the inside. A little help there from Mike Casey in second in line, Radford third in line on the inside. As we're back to green flag racing, the outside line now getting a good run here. We'll see if the 33 decides to leave his teammate. Now it looks like the 31 is going to drop down there with him, so both of them getting clear of Rickett into turn number 3. It's going to leave your points leader now first in line on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad spot there for Levi Poland, obviously trying to get a great finish here, and with all these, with 4 super speedway races that they need to complete here this season, obviously we know these races could be a lot of luck, but you definitely need. Oh no!
I was named for the Nationals.
Good catch here by the 91 as got a little bit squirrely there from the 11. The 91 now behind the 11. Push them back up in order, but close call, and great heads up driving by all the drivers.
Like something, he would be in it.
Yeah.
Because he actually joined the Montreal Expos.
Yeah.
So
there's been a lot of players,
a lot of things going on right now, but it is Douglas Ivy now in the lead, with Matthew Radford trying to poke his nose out here. We're still with plenty of racing left. So Matthew Radford's going to work that outside with the 7 of Billy Rickett, giving him a good push here, getting that momentum going on the outside. These drivers continue to battle on, but oh no, that's a bad, putting the 11, bumping the 7 into the 97. This could end up bad, as pushing the pusher is never a good idea, and almost a wreck here. But looking at the 7 and the 11 still get together. The 91 now going to the outside.
And we are going to have a caution, not for this right here. As I apologize, I stepped away there for a second, but keep an eye on the action here, and you definitely don't want to be pushing the pusher. It's what we haven't really talked about it here tonight, but Breland certainly pushing the back there of the 7. We'll take a look and see what happened here to cause the caution. I don't see anybody with a meatball.
I'm trying to see if anybody was being passed. I don't see anything.
Nobody in particular. Maybe Brennan. Brennan lost a couple spots there. That's the only thing I can maybe see.
So who's at 65?
Technically went down to the inside there, but it looks like he saved it. Yeah, he saved it there. I mean, Henderson, it looks like Henderson threw a caution, and so did Casey. Not sure if that was just recently or not for this one, but either way, we're back under caution. I don't see anybody that spun out, and SDK not helping us out at all either on that one.
I don't think anybody, to be honest, Carl. Just maybe the admins being a little cautious, knowing that it's towards the end of the race, and trying to race and steward a race at the same time is not difficult. I always commended Carl for being able to do it while he was driving. I don't know how, but clearing black flags and whatnot. With the lack of no admin box, no nothing. Some of those fancy tools they could have out there. I'm surprised admin box wasn't trying to hook up Carl with a fancy new gadget to make his life easier. But right now, Matthew Radford is going to still be your leader here as we come down to the line here, but is anybody going to come in? Is anybody going to take new tires? Is everybody good with fuel now? What's going to go on? I guess something you need to watch here. I guess as the race is coming down to an end here, everybody should have enough fuel, so it doesn't look like anybody's going to partake in any pit stops. Wade in here, and Brennan is along with Henderson. So a few drivers sticking outside the box here, and maybe thinking about them tires and fuel to go the whole way. So I'm gonna go down there, probably collect some tires, make sure they got enough fuel. This also allows them to drop to the back of the field, which some drivers feel more comfortable at. We know we're talking about the end of the race, but there's still 21 laps to go.
Yeah, plenty of time here, and as I said, it's really the only the last 5-10 laps is really what you need to worry about. But yeah, it is it's still plenty of time to go here, and it is plenty of time for anybody in this field to still win, as we still have all 20 cars out there running. Looks like Wade Enier in the pits, but he's now coming back out here. Everybody on the lead lap. For the longest time, we had the 70 of Travis Noble, multiple laps down. All of a sudden, maybe Billy Rickett has some friends that he can work with and maybe try and finally get his win here completed, because 70 is back up into 5th position. So a heck of a comeback here for the 70 of Travis Noble, as he's now up 13 spots. Him and Billy Rickett, biggest movers of the race.
Yeah, just obviously they started towards the back of the field and able to work their way through. And obviously, Travis Noble was a few laps down, whether it was computer issues or just the league giving a Christmas gift there to the 70 to get them back in the lead lap with everybody else, to give them the chance or the opportunity to get a great finish here. But yeah, the 7 of Billy Rickett obviously has at least a teammate not too far away. Now if those two can kind of get hooked up bumper to bumper, and it could be an issue for anybody else trying to snag the win from one of those team drivers.
Once again, as the snow falls here and the laps fall towards the end here for the 191 Motorsports for the 2025 season. Again, this is only halfway through their entire season, as we'll pick back up on January 4th. But I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. As usual, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Neither of them cost you anything. All you gotta do is hit that little thumbs up. Jimmy likes that. I like when you hit that subscribe. I like to see those subscriber numbers go up. And if you don't want to be notified, you don't have to be. If you want to be notified, just hit that little bell, and it'll let you know anytime that we are live here on CRN. But right now, we're lined up. We're double file. We're 20 laps to go. We're going to get 19 to go once we get the green flag, and it is Radford leading them back to the line here. Billy Rickett, Ronald Breland, Levi Poland, and Travis Noble for your top 5. Douglas Ivey, DJ Gardner Jr., Michael Casey, Scott Matthews, and Paul Helms for your top 10, but anybody still in it here all the way through the top 20. So we got Matthew Jordan, Zane Meerman, Chris Toppings, Bradley Worley, Chris Perry, Daniel Pinkston, Justin Spengler, Tony Brennan, Wade Enier, and Scott Henderson, all running, all cleaned up, all got a shot to win.
Yeah, anybody's in the race here still to go. I mean, we're not quite in the, we're in the 20 laps to go, but we still have lots of racing. Maybe if you're in the back of the field and you're looking to maybe get yourself in a better spot to come the last kind of 10 laps, then, maybe you want to start working your way forward. But it's really not quite go time yet, Carl. Still have probably roughly, I'd say 10 to 12 laps remaining of, clean, hard racing. To make to the end, to the point where it's time to get there. It's time to be in position. It's time to see if you can get in that much wanted spot. It gives you the opportunity to walk away a winner here at Talladega. Who's going to finish it out for the before the holidays and go out on a high, and who's going to be disappointed. Hopefully no coal for anybody out there, but Matthew Radford will start them there as the pace car is in, coming down to the start-finish line.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you want to go in there. Certainly, if you're Levi Paul, you're looking pretty good here to retain the points lead into the second half of the season. But you got 2 weeks to think about whatever happened here at the end of this race, as they're not going to have any kind of points racing for 2 weeks now. So you want to end on a high note. It's not easy to do at a track like Talladega. You got to survive to the end, but I mean, again, you want to try and finish this thing on a high, and whether that's a top 5, whether that's just good finish and a good points day, as so there's a lot of push in the pusher going on out there. But Billy Rickett going to slide his way back to the front on the inside now, as Levi Poland getting shuffled around here, and some cars diving out of the way because they didn't want to be a part of it. 3 wide for the lead, as a 33 up through the middle, almost 4 wide there, as Bierman thought about it for a second. No idea who the leader was at the stripe right there, as it was probably a 1/10 of a second, maybe less, covering the top 3. As it's still really close. The 11 into the side of the 33 a couple times there, as he's been mighty racy here at this race. Going to fall back through the field now, and still 2-3 wide.
Oh, what a
shot there from Mike Casey into the back of the 33. Douglas Ivey got him back going here again pretty quickly.
Well, I think that shot from Michael Casey to the back of that car, Douglas Ivey, really pushed him up there. I'm sure Casey was wondering what the heck was going on, and probably lifted and maybe drug the brakes a little bit to really give that 33 a shot without destroying the front of the 6 and end up with a meatball. But able to walk away here, and it's pushing that 33 again. Maybe a little eager. Oh no, the 11 down there on the apron.
We're good.
Oh, it's not what you want to see. Drivers hitting the apron in the middle of a corner. It can really toss the weight transfer off around the car. But a lot of pushing the pusher. Look at the bump going on right here.
Oh, and Whirly definitely got a little squirrely there, but luckily, maybe it's a new nickname, Brad, Squirrely Whirly. But,
see that coming?
Got it back going, but there is the caution. You see Pigston sliding out. Not sure if he was the one that brought it out here or not, but
he got a shot in the rear.
Going sideways.
Yeah, we'll go back there. It was the 22 that it happened to, but we'll go back and see that back here at the 22. You can see him on the screen, and maybe checking up just a little bit, but ends up did he come down?
Oh, yeah, he come down. Thought there was a line on the inside.
Oh, here's the 34.
There,
here's the 34. There it is.
Yeah. Yep, I said you can push in the corners, but it's not advised. That's not the way to push in the corners, though, unfortunately, as it's going to send him around. The 12 gets involved there a little bit. Looks like Bierman a little kiss on the front there, maybe not involved too much. 65 there. Brennan gets around. Payson gets sent around, spun around a couple times here, but luckily he doesn't get dunked into the wall with that Oreo machine. So get it back going here, and a little damage maybe to some of these cars, little scrapes and scratches, but for the most part, kept it clean here. I don't see any meatballs once again. I see it's just kind of dirty. Yeah, making it, it's got a lot of Oreo crumbs on the front.
Damage. Left rear. Got a little damage. You can see it squished in just a little bit, the slightest little bit, but hopefully that doesn't affect the 22 coming here to the end. But there's a lot of ground to make up now as he slides back to P18.
Either way, as it stands, I mean, it could have been a lot worse, and we haven't really seen the big one quite yet. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen here because it's been a little crazy since these cars got down to the last 20 laps to go here, because we've seen a lot of pushing the pusher, which is not advised at all as a recipe for disaster. We've seen plenty of 3 wide and even 4 wide racing here in this race. We've seen a couple cars get down there on the apron, whether they wanted to or not. That's certainly ill-advised as well.
Very ill. Makes me sick.
As it stands, I mean, we still got all 20 cars on the lead lap as Pinkston and Toppings into the pits right now. But Billy Rickett leads the way here. getting closer to 10 laps to go, but still got time here. As once again, these drivers are probably going to be in the car by the time this thing is done, about 2 hours. And I mean, the race technically can only go 2 hours and 20 minutes. We should be good. We should be plenty good to get this thing in and done at this point. But you know, we got the potential of some green-white checkers if it comes down to that. So if we go overtime, you know, is there any kind of threat of getting this thing done in laps instead of time?
I don't think we'll even come to that point, Carl. We're down to, you know, we've got let's lap 86, so we got about 15 laps to go to reach 100, and you know, at max, you know, if we do these caution laps, I believe if you look at the lap time, so last lap time was no 2 minutes, so I mean 30 minutes if they ran them all under caution, so we should still be good.
Yeah, just barely. I mean, if the rest of them are run under caution, plus, you know, if we have overtime. So it's not guaranteed. Not guaranteed just yet, because 30 minutes would put us pretty much you know, towards the back end of that time frame. But either way, we just need to get some green flag laps, you know, just to help these drivers out as well. I'm sure they're not liking the way that the second half of this race has developed. The first half was certainly really good, but either way, I'm sure Billy Rickett doesn't mind if the rest of this race went under caution. He just wants to get his first win of the season. Matthew Radford out there in second, Levi Poland, Travis Noble, DJ Garner in fifth. And then you got Ivy, Casey, Worley, Breland, and Helms for your top 10. Perry, Bierman, Jordan, Brennan, and Spengler for the top 15. Then you got Matthews, Enyart, Henderson, Pinkston, and Toppings for your 20 car field. All 20 on the lead lap, as we will be 13 laps to go once we get this green flag.
Yeah, still working our way around here. One more lap under caution. Another 2 minutes to kind of hang out here with Jimmy and Carl. So hopefully everybody's getting ready for the holidays, as I know that this household is. And you know, obviously sitting down here on Sunday nights enjoying racing is going to be missed when we take a short break. But obviously it's time to spend a little bit of time with the family that's out there. So obviously,
I guess we spend enough time away from them. I guess we can give them a couple days, maybe a week.
The family's got to drag me away from the computer so I can spend time with them and not hear a CRN. But no, it's just great. It's great to come out here and just watch the drivers each week and see what they can come up with when it comes to strategies and how well they improved throughout the weeks. And you do see improvements. You know, you see certain drivers get on a hot streak and having a stretch of a lot of good runs. Or wins, you know, like in the case there of the 91 of Levi Poland. And then you see some people that just continuously have bad luck at just, you know, no fault of their own. They're just in the wrong spot, the wrong time, just way too often. So, you know, some people didn't have bad luck. You wouldn't have any luck at all, and that sucks sometimes, especially when you're trying to do your best out here for these races.
Well, they are doubled up, and we're ready to get this thing back underway, and it's a good showing. I mean, halfway through the season here, they're still getting 20 drivers out there, so definitely got to give our shout outs and support for the drivers that support the 191 here. So good showing out there halfway through the season, and we'll see what the second half of the season has in store for us, as looks like maybe some mix-ups here at the back of the field. Not sure.
There we go again, shenanigans.
Flying the right way, because this is getting a little messed up here. But either way, we're going to get back going green.
Goodness.
As the green flag back out, as the yellows have not been kind to these drivers here tonight. But either way, everybody gets away. It looks like no black flags. We're back to green flag racing here once again.
Back to green flag racing here, and you can see how close these drivers are, and you can see the 11 pushing the 33. It's really not his place. The 70 should be on the tail of the 97 to push. If the 33 hits the 70, that's what we can talk about pushing the pusher. Like, there's no reason for the 11 to take the lunge at the 33, because he's not going anywhere. He's not going to go to the front. He's doing anything but damage his car, or spin out the 33, and next thing you know, you'd be piled up in the line below. So the drivers just really have to be careful. I know everybody wants to try to get the line going, but you really, just think of it, if you're a train, and you weren't on any kind of solid tracks, if you push the car in the back, if you push the whole thing, it can all kind of crumple up together, and that's basically what's happening at 200 miles an hour.
Hold my breath there for a second because I see all kinds of dodging and bumping and weaving, and somehow they all settle in here going into turn number 3. But it is definitely racy here, and not only do you not want to push it, but you don't want to do it in the middle of the corner either, as Bierman gets shoved up there a little bit by Garner. As it's certainly it's been a racier second half. We can definitely say that. I know the first half we joked about it being rougher under caution than it is under green. Well, it's making up for it here in the second half, as it's definitely racy here. And now Radford's going to move down to the bottom and cover off the 70. And what a race here for Travis Noble, as he made it all the way back to the front of the field here after being down multiple laps. But now Radford going to get left up to the high side. Now he's going to get down in front of the 33. It's going to lead the 11 now as the lead car and then outside line, and a little bit of a breakaway from the top like 12 maybe cars here at the front. And then you got a pretty actually sizable gap there in between the looks like the top 11, and then Scott Matthews leading the second group here of 11 cars, as they've fallen back here by a good amount, about 3 seconds off the pace here. So maybe you're thinking that another caution is going to come out before this thing is over, but I would not be surprised if it does. It's been a little racy in the second half, but we're down to the final 10 laps to go. And I mean, it's anybody's race yet, especially in the top 11 right now. If a caution doesn't come out, these are the guys battling for the win.
Yeah, and there's a lot of drivers getting to that point. We're at 10 laps to go, and that number looks mighty small when you're doing ovals. And you just got to remember, it still takes a minute to get around here. That's still 10 minutes of racing. It's still 10 laps of running side by side. It's still 40 corners. I mean, there's all kinds of things going on, and right now you can see the top line, bottom line, and the 6 and 33 are doing what they need to do. They're on the tail end of the cars in front of them, pushing. Everybody else behind them should just be kind of just drafting, working their way, just kind of paying attention to what's going on in case the 6 gets a bad push or the 33 gets a bad push, so they can react and either slow down. But that earlier on, the aggressive driving, by pushing pushers is not what's going to happen. But we do have a caution flying here. Something happened with Justin Spangler, because he is slow on the backside here. So caution will fly with 9 laps to go. So another caution going out. But this one didn't happen up front where I was suspected it was going to happen. It happened towards the back. So go ahead and go with Justin Spangler there on the outside, and we'll see what happened here. We'll play full speed here. Outside. Oh no. Looks like the 12 just trying to come up. Catches the left rear corner of the 28. Sends the 28 down to the inside. Unable to save it. Locking up the brakes. Going to go for a ride. Probably puts the rear. Yeah, it's going to end up putting the back end into the wall. That's going to bring out the caution here with only a few laps to go, and grouping everybody back up, Carl. If you have fast repairs, people will be using them. But now they're in that window of go time. So you think racing was extreme, but only 5 laps ago? Wait until they come back green this time by.
Yeah, and again, I don't think this is going to be the last caution. I think it's going to get plenty racy here before this thing ends, and still plenty of drivers in the mix here to get this thing done. But you got to wonder, how many have clean cars anymore? How many still have a fast repair if they need one? Because it's getting out of the end here, and we've had enough wrecks now that maybe not as certainly not as many meatballs as we've seen this entire season. It's been a lot less here tonight. And of all tracks where I figured we'd see a ton, it would be here. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It's definitely a a little different here tonight at Talladega, and we've seen plenty of incidents under caution as well. So yeah, really, really strange night here. But either way, it's coming down to the end, and we're going to get this thing done one way or another, and it looks like we should be good to go now to get it done before the time runs out, as we still got about 32 minutes left in the session. Yeah, we should be doubling up here as we will. We're going to be 1 to green here, I believe. No, looks like it's still going to be another caution lap here, as not sure what's going on here, but a few more cars coming down to pit road, so we'll have another pace lap here under caution.
Renee, we could have 4 more cautions. I mean, you got 3, you got 2 green, white checkers. They could start here, and then get an unofficial one. So yeah, we could have no more than 4 more cautions, but yeah, we definitely have a few more to get through to get to that green, white checker to get a win here. But yeah, obviously the end is always a cluster, and it can, obviously cautions could breed cautions, and then now everybody wants to win. The race is almost over, so now they want to win, and that time that they had to wait in the car, that 2 hours that they've been out here driving, is now anybody's race and trying to make something happen. And it's, the drivers should be obviously wanting to make passes cleanly, but everybody's trying to hold on to their position. Not everybody out here is in the veteran status when it comes to racing, and especially at super speedways where one minor mistake, I mean, we're talking 1,000th of a second, can end the race here for a lot of drivers when it comes to tonight. But right now we're working our way down the front stretch. We're going to take that across the line. We'll start with 6 laps to go, but we should be doubling up, and then next time when they do go to green, we'll be at 5 laps. So hopefully they can make it 5 laps and get this thing finished up here tonight. But right now, Ronald Breland is out front with Matthew Radford, Michael Casey, Douglas Ivey, Zane Bierman for your top 5, Travis Noble, Billy Rickett, or 6-7, Dale Garner, Levi Poland, Bradley Worley for your top 10.
Once again, I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I want to thank our sponsors here for the series. One Vision EMS and Transport, and Kim's Cups and more for everything that they do here for 191. We're going to get this thing back underway. Hopefully this is our last caution of the race, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. It's going to be 5 laps to go when we get the green flag, and it's going to be Ronald Breland and Matthew Radford on the front row. Then you got Michael Casey and Douglas Ivey in row number 2. Row number 3 going to be Zayden Bierman and Travis Noble. Row number 4 is Billy Rickett and Dale Garner Jr. And then row number 5 is going to be Levi Poland and Bradley Worley. So who's got the car in the right spot at the right time at the end of this thing? I mean, at this point, with the way the cautions have been flying lately, you definitely want to be at the front just in case that caution comes out early, and maybe you win this thing under caution as it stands right now. But the lone Canadian leading the rest of the Americans here back to the green flag this time by.
Yeah, it might be a safe spot to have him at the moment. Sometimes the aggressive guy, when he gets in a position, sometimes you just kind of let him have it. But we'll see how well, him being up there will actually fall to his favor, as he'll have to defend a finish. So it could make some undecisive reaction and cause a big wreck. So I'm kind of hemming and hawing about the 11, as it's been kind of aggressive in my eyes here tonight, and I'm sure he hasn't made a few drivers happy, almost causing some incidents.
Back to the restart zone here one more time. Again, 5 laps remaining once we get this green flag, as the 11 going to fire off here first, and we're back to racing again here at Talladega. who's going to be in the right spot at the right time, who's going to get this last checkered flag of 2025. I'm not sure if that was a missed gear or if the 11 was just backing up there and almost caused a little bit of an incident the other way around as he was backing up into the field. But now the 97 of Radford gets to the front, the 33 in second. You get the 70 and the 31 trying to work together on that outside line, but down the backstretch, again, some more push the pusher here on the backstretch, and I question it, but I mean they're making it work so far. Question mark, but it is certainly it's not bump drafting anymore. It is literally pushing, as we see now move to the outside as Michael Casey looked briefly for his first chance to try and get to the front, and now we do have the 33 getting shoved out into the outside wall, but we're going to stay green here as Michael Casey now moves into second place. The 11 is the one that is on the outside line now, leading the charge as we have 4 laps to go.
Yeah, and I seen it coming. We'll just put it that way. I called that 5 laps ago. Tough break there for the 33 Douglas Ivy as he ends up getting shifted back a bit. So obviously all the way to the back of the field, and now off pace and not in the draft, not in contention. Running in the top 5, and he finds me here with 4 laps to go, trying to even can't even think about catching the field. But the 11 kind of being out on his own at the moment, maybe being ostracized a little bit. Everybody gonna let him go by. So
ooh, a little side-to-side bump in there between the 88s and the 12. Now the 31 of Garner goes to the inside. Tries to move his way back up to the pack here. That's trying to break away a little bit here at the front. And Michael Casey, one of the first times I think here tonight that we've seen him at the front. But now Levi Poland gets pushed to the front, but we get another caution here on the track, and we'll take a look and see who's involved. Looks like Justin Spangler, Wade Enyer, a couple of them here as they're back off the field, and looks like it was the 65 of Tony Brennan. A little, you want to talk about chain reaction, not exactly the right way, but the 65 up into the 21, who goes down into the 28, and they both go spinning. And unfortunately, Douglas Ivy here, for that incident when he got into the outside wall, he did get a meatball flag that looks like it was cleared for him. So at least we got that going, and maybe that's why we haven't seen too many meatball flags. I think a few of them got cleared here for the drivers, but either way, back under caution here, and now, Jimmy, we're going overtime.
Yeah, we're going to take this thing in the first overtime. We got, I think, two green white checkers here tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll take a couple laps here, let the drivers get their cars repaired, and try to get this thing settled out. As of right now, Michael Casey is your leader over Levi Poland. Billy Rickett still hanging in tough up there. Matthew Radford back and forth. Daniel Pinkston back in 5th. Zane Bierman, Matthew Jordan, and then Ronald Breland and Bradley Worley with Dale Garner Jr. for your top 10.
So I guess the question is, as always, where do you want to be? Is Mike Casey now in the right spot at the right time? He's up there in the lead, and they're going to be able to dictate the start here. And
we always say no. We always say no. And how many times have we seen?
The way this race has been going, though, with these cautions, I think I want to be in the lead here. I want to be in the lead. I want to try and get out there. Hopefully somebody's pushing me on the backstretch here. I want to stay in the lead here as long as I can, because the next caution can be right around the corner, which will bring us down to one final green-white checkered. It's as good as this race started. It's a shame for these drivers that it's gotten a little bit hairier in the back half of this race, but I mean, it's certainly shaping up very nicely for the top drivers in the points. I mean, Casey comes in second place in the points, and Levi Poland comes in first, and what do you know? They're 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's what they've been doing, just kind of hanging back and not trying to make aggressive moves, and then just kind of wait to the end and use their ability to navigate traffic and make good calls to get them good finishes. And that's why you see some of these drivers kind of continuously get great finishes. Sometimes when you have a run, you have to know when to kind of let off and wait for your moment to make that move, to make the pass, to get things done, and not try to force something that, you know, it might look like it's going to work for you, but if the guy on the outside isn't ready for it, you end up finding yourself in a predicament and then going around, or you can accidentally take somebody out as well. But right now it is the 6 and the 91 leading the way, and a lot of other drivers behind them looking to get that lucky win, Carl.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's what it can be at Talladega, at Daytona, at these super speedway type of tracks. Sometimes you don't need to be the fastest because everybody is pretty much the same speed around here. Everybody's doing the same kind of lap times. You need to be lucky more often than not, and sometimes more luck is better than more speed. So we'll see who's got the horseshoe, who's got the lucky rabbit's foot, who's got the four-leaf clover to get it done here tonight and get a last win of 2025, set them off on a good note for the second half of the season for 2026, and maybe reel in Levi Poland a little bit from his points lead, but maybe it's Levi Poland that gets his fourth win and stretches out that lead even more. Either way, looks like we're going to have one more pace lap, and then we'll get this thing back under green.
One more time around here, the good old Talladega Superspeedway, as the drivers, you know, anticipate what they need to do to get a good finish. And you know, it's pretty much the first lap is getting the cars wound up, and then it's one lap, basically a lap and a half of full-fledged out, you know, speed, trying to get things done, making that right decision, getting with your partner, who up front is going to win, who up front's working together or not working together, or they're working together until right now when they, you know, it's that last lap and the elbows are out and the gloves are off and anybody's at it. So, you know, is it you know, a group of 5 people trying to push it, like a couple groups pushing each other for great finishes, or is it 10 individuals that are going to try to go, you know, 4, 5, 6 wide to cross that start-finish line? I mean, we'll never know. And one thing about Talladega, Carl, is, you know, out of turn number 4, that down the tri-oval front stretch, it's so long. They're almost to turn 1 before, you know, the lap is completed. So they have a lot of time to come off a corner and work a run, which you know, has put on some great finishes and then has put up some very sloppy finishes. But we're gonna get it done here eventually, right now. But right, they're just getting ready, just trying to anticipate who they need to go with and where they need to go.
We'll see if we can stir up a little controversy here. We haven't had a poll yet in this race, and you know, why not? We'll have one here with hopefully the final green-white checker. But it's not going to be who you got, because here at Talladega, I mean, you root for who you want to win this race, whether in first or in 20th. They pretty much have the same shot here coming to the green flag. So something that I always thought was kind of controversial is, what color Christmas lights do you have on your tree? Because there's kind of 2 schools of thoughts. There's the classical, you know, just have white Christmas lights on the tree, or colored. So which one you got? We're gonna put it out there, and I guess while we do that, Jimmy, what's your choice when it comes to the Christmas lights? I know, you know, certainly when you have the kids there for Christmas, a lot of times they like the colored lights. But what's your
we are splitting this house, and we'll just say my wife is one, but I prefer colored. My wife likes the white. So our Christmas tree is white. It's white and red, and for the most part, and a few homemade ornaments from the kids through the years, and that's what we go with. But yeah, the warm white lights is typically what's up in this house. But I thoroughly enjoy it. Heck, I would still rock the old classic, you know, 1980s big old light bulbs. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the big fat bulbs. Yes, I know exactly where we're going with that. Yes. Well, listen, we're down the backstretch here, and we got the green flag. Hopefully we get back to the start-finish line and get the white flag, as we still got a lot of bumping and banging going into turn number 3. Still green, still racing strong, still side by side. The 6 of Mike Casey now in front. Billy Rickett in second. Will he try and make a move here coming on to the front stretch? Not going to happen just yet. Through the tri-oval, we are going to get the white flag here. And indeed, white flag, one more lap to go here. And we headed off into turn number 1, almost 3 wide there. Radford thought about going to the outside, as we're going to have some wrecking in the back and a few cars taken out in that one. But down the backstretch now, Rickett goes to the outside, gets some help from Levi Poland. Michael Casey getting left to the inside as his 3 cars battling here and bang it together. Now Radford going to leave Poland on the outside by himself. Will the top 2 points leaders work together? No, they're going to leave Poland out there. Rickett leading the way out of 3 and 4.
Hang on, Billy.
Radford in second, but they got to go through the tri-oval yet. Now Radford thought about going to the outside. Rickett blocks it, but now Radford to the inside. Will Rickett get denied here once again on the outside? Give it to Michael Casey. What a run here, making Renee and Barry happy, and Billy Rickett has got to wait until 2026 now to finally get his first win. What a finish there. Photo finish. I know we had some cars that got wrecked up there at the end, but 3 wide. It's going to go to Casey, Rickett, and then Radford. As we'll take a look at that finish here one more time. But what a finish it was, and 21 hundredths of a second separate your top 3, and less than a tenth separates your top 4 as Pinkston comes there in 4th. But you see it here at the line, as I might have to go off frame by frame here to get it at the line if you can. Other than on iRacing, if you do the frame by frame there after the fast forward button.
Yeah. So there's the right there. It's frame by frame.
That's how close you're going to get right there for the finish. And what a crazy finish it was. It looked like Casey was going to get left by himself. It looked like Poland was going to get left by himself, which he ended up doing. So he ended up finishing back there in 6th as Scruffy Jordan ends up rounding out the top 5. But right there, your top 3. 14 hundredths of a second separating first and second, and then only 7 thousandths of a second separating the second and third place drivers there of Rickett and Radford. But what a finish it was. We'll take a look back here and we'll see what happened here in turn number 1. I believe it was yeah, there we go. Looks like quite a few cars mixing it up here. And 3 wide racing a little bit too close. The 11 kind of getting boxed in there. Smacks off of Worley and off of Bierman. Looks like Helms getting involved there as well. And I thought Worley saved it, but then I think he might have gotten tangled up here again when he tried to come back up on the track, or maybe just got a little squirrely there coming back up. But we'll get our top 3 here in for their long overdue interviews here at this point. And in the meantime, while we're watching the final run by a lot of these drivers in the back that we missed out on, I want to thank our series sponsors here, One Vision, EMS, and Transports, and then thank Kim's Cups and More, as they are your one-stop shop for all your apparel needs. Whether it's a custom 20-ounce tumbler to fill with your favorite post-race beverage, a 40-ounce glitter tumbler to fill with your morning coffee after you're up all night celebrating that win, or custom clothing apparel with your favorite team sponsor or maybe your favorite broadcasters.
Wait.
A custom license plate with your everyday ride, or even mouse pads to help you rearrange that pesky new UI. You can choose from already created products or have them custom made to your liking, whatever your pleasure. Kim's Cups and More has it all. Check them out on Facebook today. That's Kim's Cups with a K and More. As we take a look at the finish here one more time, we'll get our top 3 up here for their interviews and wrap up tonight's race. Once again, as we'll get our top 3 up here. 3rd place here tonight is going to be the 97 of Matthew Radford. And Matt, you had a fast number 97 Ally machine there tonight, and I mean it's pretty crazy after 266 miles here at Talladega, and actually and then some, so closer to 270. You lose this one by 21 hundredths of a second, and that's not even good enough for 2nd place. I mean, it's got to feel good to finish up here on the podium, but it's got to feel heartbreaking there as well.
Hey, yeah, it's despite finishing third, it's the closest I've got to a win, and I've finished in second before. So that's pretty close finish if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, talk to us about the race. I know the first half of the race, it was plenty green flag running for you guys, and I joked with DJ that it seemed like you guys had more incidents under caution than you did during the green flag, and unfortunately, you were kind of the butt of a few of those jokes as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that quite a few accidents, especially in the first half of the race. They were all under yellow. I think I heard my spotter saying wrecking in wherever more under yellow than I did under green during that time. But yeah, I got pushed into pit road twice. Once under caution and once under green. I think the green flag one was kind of my fault. It's just a lot happened at one time. I almost wrecked. I'm surprised that I didn't. But all in all, it was a fast car. I went last place, first place, last place, first place. It was all over the track today, so it was very fun.
Well, I mean, at the end of a super speedway race, if you finish, let alone if you finish up here in the top three, it's a good night. So either way, I know it may suck finishing 2100ths off of the win, but either way, you get up here on the podium, you get to talk to us one last time in 2025. So congrats on the finish here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, the comments were popping off today. I was watching the live stream during the race. Everybody under there, Mike, DJ Mike on a mic, he's my friend. I've shouted him out quite a few times. I'm never sure if he sticks around for the interviews, but regardless, I'm gonna shout him out again. Everybody that was watching, everybody that participates in this stuff, drivers, people that put it on, broadcasters, you guys, everybody that is part of this.
Well, once again, congrats on the finish here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see if we get to see maybe next week at the CRN Cup. But if we don't, certainly enjoy your holidays. We'll see you in 2026.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That is your third place finisher here tonight, the 97 of Matthew Radford. Unfortunately, we don't have Billy Rickett here as you may notice by the chat here. It was a 6-7 finish here, Jimmy, as the 6-1, the 7 finished second.
Oh, my goodness.
But we got no 7, but we got the 6 of Mike Casey, as he is your winner here tonight.
Mike, it's Jimmy and Carl in the booth. You copy?
I got you.
That was one heck of a run that you were able to take advantage of and get the win here as the 7 of Billy Rickett was trying to establish that first win of the season. So I want to say congratulations. And somebody said it in the chat. Matter of fact, it was Barry and Lucas. Yeah, the finish was 6-7. So, but you guys did a.
Oh gosh! Oh, you just ruined it.
Yes, that's what you get for winning.
That's it. Rewrite them, boys.
You should have been back. You should have been 7-6, not 6-7.
Oh my
God. And you did it. All going into the holidays. What a way to end the year. Way to go, Mike.
Are you all not entertained?
So a good chuckle from not only us up in the booth, but everybody else out there watching here tonight. So I want to say congratulations, but give us a rundown of the race, man. We've seen that the beginning of the race was pretty much green flag running, and then with the exception of under the cautions, like you guys seem to have some issues.
Yeah. Well, the beginning of the race for me, I don't know how to qualify good on the plate track stuff. I don't know how these guys put the times in that they do, but I just don't qualify good. But, I always try to just make my way through the field. I stayed in the back for a majority of the race. I kind of made my way up to like 5th, and then I kind of got shuffled back. We were, nobody really single filed out on the bottom like I was kind of thinking we were gonna. But, we got shuffled back and just kind of had to change up the strategy a little bit. I was wanting to get up to the front, try to lead some laps and maybe get some points for leading the most laps. But it was a little bit of a too-wide battle for, I feel like, majority of it. And I don't know. It's one of those races, plate track stuff. It don't matter what kind of plan you have. It usually goes to the wayside pretty quick. And like I said, I just never really could get out front, getting in any clean air. And, I just kind of try to stay patient, and I was able to keep the car clean. I don't think I used any fast repairs tonight, and kept everything on the 6 pretty clean tonight. So it was, it's one of those things where when Dega goes your way, it's great, and when it doesn't, it's the worst track on the schedule.
Yeah, obviously it takes a little bit of luck to run at obviously skill and have being able to avoid tracks and having the right partners, and then you didn't have to worry about too many green flag pit stops here tonight, which saddened me just a little bit here. But definitely great running out there by a lot of drivers, and I think towards the end I seen some people getting a little aggressive. How are you guys working the? It did look like some. We always kind of preach about don't push the pusher, and I seen a few of that happening here tonight. And was that on some drivers' mind, and why some of the other drivers might have been held back a little bit?
Oh yeah, the pushing the pusher. It came over the comms a few times in a not so subtle way. So yeah, it was I say it every weekend, but everybody really did have the elbows up again, and there was some aggressive pushing at times. It seemed to be a little early. Sometimes it was, I don't know. I don't know how to really even break this down. I just feel like the whole race was pretty aggressive. To be honest, it wasn't. You go back and watch Daytona from the first race this season. I'm pretty sure everybody was on the bottom line, and we kind of single filed out, and it was. Typically that's what you want to see as a driver, but I know that's boring to watch on TV because you're basically in a straight line, checking up, throttling, checking up. It's not the most entertaining thing to watch, but I feel like tonight at Talladega, it was just a totally different story. And I just want to say, I do feel bad for Billy Rickett, man. That dude, he was, he's there every weekend, and it just, for whatever reason, something happened, or, it's just, I didn't think I was going to get that run that I got. And then luckily when I kind of veered off, because I think it was Radford and Billy, they were dooring each other. And I'm like, oh man, they're going to wreck. So I just kind of creeped up to the outside line, and I was hoping Daniel was going to come with me. And sure enough, he did. So if it wouldn't have been for them two kind of dooring each other and Daniel sticking with me up on the top, I probably would have been fortunate to get a podium. But I don't know if I would have been in victory circle tonight. So I definitely appreciate Daniel sticking with me on that top and pushing. And like I said, I know Billy, his time's coming. He's very fast every weekend. I think he'll get him a win at some point in the season. We're just now at the halfway point, so there's still 10 more races on the schedule. So anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are at a good place to have that mid break there. You finish it up here with a win here at Talladega. You guys get to take a nice little break there for the holidays, and obviously some special events going on, obviously with the CRN Cup and whatnot. But nonetheless, that's for fun. But the points will go on hold here temporarily, and you walk away closing out the year here with the last and final win for 191 with the Gen 6 car. So I want to say congratulations, man, as always, and give you some time for any shouts you may have in that number 6.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, Carl's crazy. He's trying to get me to get in one of those GT3 cars and go fancy and turn right and left and have a windshield wiper button. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. That'll be real cool, watching me cut some grass in a real expensive race car. So
we're not out there in the track with you, so yeah, it's gonna be great for us.
I mean, me and Carl will be in the booth. You'll look fine out there. Okay. It won't embarrass you too much.
Just let's go see what Casey's doing. I'm over striping lines and
just make sure you look fast to go fast.
I'll try. But no, there are some cool events coming up we're pretty excited about. But I appreciate you guys broadcasting the show and everything. Thanks to everybody on YouTube. Hopefully we had some good followers tonight and everybody watching tonight and getting those numbers up for you guys. I know you all are getting really close to how many subs?
We hit we're over 1,600. We're at 1,600 last I checked. That was this afternoon. And then hopefully we keep continuing those numbers to grow. And obviously that's all based on all the fans, and a lot of them do come from here. Obviously Sunday nights is as someone that runs the league, you guys have some of the best viewers and most viewers, each and every week. So it's always a good thing to see that the fans really enjoy the product that you guys are putting out, and then supporting all the drivers that are actually out here with y'all.
Heck yeah. Yeah. We appreciate that. That's awesome. And congratulations to you all on that milestone. And I'm sure you all will keep getting more subs and followers. So, but yeah, good shout out to CRN, like I said, for putting on the show. Thanks on YouTube for everybody watching and hanging out and enjoying staying in this cold weather, depending on where you're at in the United States and hanging out. Shout out to Kim's Cups and More. Definitely go check them out on Facebook and not only get you some 191 gear, but there's all kinds of stuff. Check them out on Facebook. One Vision EMS and transferred the old Richard Hartman / Where's Waldo. We missed him again, so hopefully he gets back in the gets back with us and goes racing with us again. But appreciate them, and then shout out to Radford and Billy on their podiums. And you know, it wasn't a perfect race tonight, but we appreciate everybody coming out and joining. I think we had 20 cars tonight, so it was a good turnout for us at 191. But yeah, shout out to everybody watching on YouTube and everything. And I'm wore out. That was wild, but we appreciate it. Dega definitely did not let us down. I feel like hopefully that was a good show, but it was fun in the car. I know that.
Yeah, 2 hours of hard racing, you know, whether it's waiting to make sure your car wasn't getting wrecked under caution or just racing to the finish here like you did tonight, grabbing that victory. So again, congratulations, Mike. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Wish you the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to not only to you, but to your whole league. So, and all the fans out there watching that support 191 Motorsports. So until I guess next time, I'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, that sounds good. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
That is your winner here tonight, the 6 of Mike Casey getting it done. I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here once again. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Get yourself in touch with everything that Siren has to offer. We got 3 more races left here this week. Tune in tomorrow night for the Hold Your Brakes Academy at Auto Club. Then we got the Wednesday night Pit Road Speed and Limit Racing, and Thursday night we have the Core GT Series finale as well. But for myself and Jimmy here from the Talladega Superspeedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.